What's up, YouTube? So with the first day of the NFL draft all done and over with, I want to kind of go back and recap about what happened in the first round. I'm going to talk about my biggest winners and biggest losers, as well as going over just how I feel about each pick that the teams made. So let's hop right into it. So first things first, the biggest loser. The biggest loser of the 2017 NFL draft has to be, without a single doubt, the Chicago Bears. When I saw what the Bears did to move up one spot, I was like,
you stupid. Congratulations, you played yourself.
So like I said in my NFL mock draft video, I didn't feel that any of the quarterbacks in this year's draft were surefire franchise guys. And in my opinion, I saw Mitch Trubisky as tied for the second best quarterback in this draft behind Deshaun Watson and tied with Patrick Mahomes. So for the Bears to give up this year's third and fourth round draft pick and next year's third round draft pick to move up one spot is absolutely idiotic. Especially for a quarterback who's only started 13 games. Now honestly, I haven't seen this kid practice. Obviously the Bears have done extensive private workouts with the kid, so they obviously know Mitch Trubisky a lot better than I do. But my point of view and a lot of people's point of view, this was the worst pick in the 2017 NFL draft so far. And the biggest winner for the first round of the 2017 draft actually goes to two teams: the San Francisco 49ers and the Cleveland Browns. Let's start first with the 49ers. So they traded back one spot to get 3 more draft picks, and they still picked up Solomon Thomas. That's very smart for you guys. And then used that 4th round draft pick to trade back into the 1st round to pick up Reuben Foster, who was considered one of the best linebackers in the whole class. The 49ers gained a 1st round pick while also picking up 2 more picks. Hey, that's just really smart management right there. And the second winner is the Cleveland Browns. So obviously the Browns are the first overall pick in the draft, which they used to pick up Myles Garrett, which was extremely smart. They moved back, got another 1st round pick in next year's draft. They traded back to pick number 25, where they picked up Jabril Peppers, which again is a very great fit because he's so versatile, which they need in that type of defense because they just need help everywhere. So being able to have a safety or a linebacker or a corner, wherever they need Jabril to play, that's a very good pickup. And then they traded back into the 1st round to pick up the second best tight end in the class in David Njoku, which again is very smart because then they added another offensive weapon. Now honestly, it's easy to say that the team that had 3 1st round picks did the best, but the way that they managed to get those 3 picks was extremely smart. Hopefully this is a turning point for the Cleveland Browns and they can start actually turning these draft picks into wins. So now let's quickly recap all the 1st round draft picks. So the 1st overall pick was Myles Garrett. Again, no brainer, very smart pickup. Pick number 2 was the Chicago Bears, where they picked up Mitch Trubisky, which was extremely stupid. The way that they had to get that 2nd overall pick was not smart at all. Again, the worst pick so far in the draft. And Chicago Bears, what were you thinking? He is not that proven of a quarterback. And he would have been available later in the draft. You could have given up less to still get the same guy. You played yourself. Pick number 3 with the 49ers, picking up Solomon Thomas. Again, that's very smart. 2 Stanford guys, seeing that John Lynch is now the GM, so he actually knows Solomon Thomas, so I think that pairing is actually extremely well. Pick number 4, the Jacksonville Jaguars, picking up Leonard Fournette. They needed a running back. They picked up the best running back in the class. Again, it's a perfect fit. Good job, Jags. Pick number 5 was the Tennessee Titans, picking up Corey Davis. Now this one actually surprised me because I didn't think that they were going to pick up a receiver this early, but I'm glad that they picked up Corey Davis because I was saying that he was the best receiver in this class, and they saw that. So now Marcus Mariota has a big time target to throw to. This kid is an absolute beast, and I hope that he does extremely well for the Titans. Pick number 6 was the New York Jets picking up Jamal Adams. Again, extremely smart. Jamal Adams was actually considered the 2nd best player in the draft, so being able to pick him up at number 6 was a blessing for the Jets. He'll help lock down that secondary and help really just bring together that defense. Pick number 7 was the Los Angeles Chargers, picking up Mike Williams. I think this is smart because seeing that the Chargers don't really have consistent receivers, seeing that Keenan Allen consistently gets hurt, even though he's by far one of the most underrated receivers in the league, but that's just because he's always hurt. So now Phillip Rivers has a big time, big body receiver to throw to, so hopefully that'll help improve the passing game in San Diego. Even though the passing game in San Diego is already really good, seeing that Phillip Rivers consistently throws for over 3,500 yards. Pick number 8 was the Carolina Panthers, picking up Christian McCaffrey. Again, extremely smart. You added another weapon for Cam Newton to throw to, which is just going to help take the pressure off of him because he got sacked way too many times last year. Christian McCaffrey is by far the most versatile player in this whole draft, so they're going to be able to use him at not only running back but also slot receiver, and he's going to excel extremely well in that Carolina offense. Number 9 was the Cincinnati Bengals picking up John Ross. Now this pickup surprised me because I was not expecting the Bengals to pick up a receiver here, seeing that they already have AJ Green and Mohamed Sanu, but I guess they're looking for another big play receiver, and John Ross by far has the most big play potential out of all the receivers. I mean, the dude ran a 4.22 40. Enough said. But hopefully he can add another dimension of explosiveness to that Cincinnati offense, and hopefully he does extremely well there. Pick number 10 was the Kansas City Chiefs picking up Patrick Mahomes. So this pick kind of threw me off. They gave up this year's 3rd round and next year's 1st round pick to move up to number 10 to pick up Patrick Mahomes. It's hard for me to say that this trade up was bad because only 2 picks later were the Texans, and then a pick after that were the Cardinals, who were both having their eyes on picking up a quarterback. Especially the Cardinals, they really wanted Patrick Mahomes. So if the Kansas City Chiefs really wanted a quarterback, I guess they did have to make this move if they wanted Patrick Mahomes. I guess the Kansas City Chiefs do have a solid enough team to where they can splurge on getting a quarterback this year to back up Alex Smith and eventually take over that starting role. So with the 11th pick, the New Orleans Saints picked up Marshawn Lattimore. This was a necessary pick. The Saints defense is literally the worst defense in the NFL, so it makes sense that they went out and picked up the number 1 corner in this whole entire draft. Lucky for them that he fell that far to where they were able to pick up the number 1 corner, so hey, good for you guys. With the 12th overall pick, the Houston Texans picked up Deshaun Watson. So again, it's hard for me to say that this trade was bad because literally the pick after that's the Cardinals, who again were looking for a quarterback to get, and since they didn't get Patrick Mahomes, they were going to have to trade up if they wanted a quarterback in the 1st round. Also, I really like this pick because in my opinion, Deshaun Watson was the best quarterback in this entire draft, and also he does have connections with DeAndre Hopkins, who was a Clemson receiver, so that pairing is going to be really well to help Deshaun Watson progress early in his professional career. And with the 13th overall pick, the Arizona Cardinals picked up Hassan Reddick. Since they couldn't pick up their 1st round quarterback, they went out and helped solidify that defense, which, hey, you can never have a good enough defense, so hey, that's a good pickup for them. And with the 14th overall pick, the Philadelphia Eagles selected Derek Barnett. It was a good pickup. They definitely needed help on defense, and they went out and picked up the next best defensive end that was available, so I can't really complain with this pick. The 16th pick was the Baltimore Ravens, and they picked up Marlon Humphrey. I feel so bad for the Ravens because they literally had all 3 of the top receivers taken before their pick, and they needed a receiver so bad. So hopefully they're able to pick up a receiver in the 2nd and 3rd round to help give some explosiveness to that offense. But they added the 2nd best corner, so that's good for them. Pick number 16 was the Washington Redskins picking up Jonathan Allen. The Redskins got a steal picking up Allen this deep into the draft. Jonathan Allen was projected for most teams to go within top 10, and he was a top 5 prospect on almost every single draft analyst board. So Washington, good for you for picking up Jonathan Allen that late. Pick number 18 was the Tennessee Titans, who picked up Adoree Jackson. And the Titans defense just gets younger and better, I guess. Adoree Jackson will help bring some more explosiveness to the defensive side of the ball, as well as giving the Titans an extremely good punt and kick returner. I don't know if I would have picked Adoree this high into the draft. They probably could have traded back and still picked him up while also picking up draft picks, but hey, they did what they had to do and they still got their guy, so good for them. At pick number 19, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers picked up O.J. Howard. So they gave Jameis Winston another amazing target to throw to. I really do think that O.J. Howard is going to become one of the big tight end names in the NFL, and I think he's going to completely take over that position, the same way that kind of Gronk and Jimmy Graham did. Pick number 20, the Denver Broncos picked up Garrett Bowles. And most people had Ryan Ramczyk as the top offensive lineman prospect, but obviously the Broncos have done some private workouts and they thought that this guy was the best fit for them, so I can't really complain. I'm not going to say lineman is a lineman, but they do know who they like and what they like to see in a lineman, so they obviously saw something more in Garrett Bowles than they did in Ryan Ramczyk. Pick number 21 was the Detroit Lions picking up Gerard Davis. Again, they needed help at the linebacker position, so it makes sense that they picked up him. Pick number 22 is the Miami Dolphins picking up Charles Harris. This pick kind of threw me off because I didn't really think that Charles Harris was a 1st round pick, but I guess the Miami Dolphins did, and they really wanted an outside linebacker. Pick number 23 was the New York Giants picking up Evan Ingram. I think that this pick is extremely good because it's giving Eli Manning another weapon to throw to. So now the Giants have Odell Beckham, Sterling Shepard, and Evan Ingram to all throw to. The Giants are going to have a really good offense next year. Pick number 24 was the Oakland Raiders picking up Garyon Conley. Again, like I said in my mock draft video, the AFC West is stacked at receivers, so it helps the Raiders Raiders that they went out and picked up a good corner so that they can help lock down some of those AFC West receivers. Pick number 25 was the Cleveland Browns, picking up Jabril Peppers. Like I said earlier, they picked up a player that can fill a lot of positions for them and is extremely versatile. He can help also in the punt and kick return game, so I think this pick is extremely smart for the Cleveland Browns. Pick number 26 was the Atlanta Falcons, picking up Takkarist McKinley. That AFC South division really loves to pass the football, so it helps the Falcons that they went out and picked up a pass rusher so that they can really get to the quarterback. Pick number 27 was the Buffalo Bills, picking up Tre'Davious White. It's a good pick. I thought that the Bills needed a linebacker, but seeing that all the linebackers were taken earlier in the draft, they went out and picked up the next best corner, so that's another position that they needed help in. They'll probably end up picking a linebacker in the second or third round. Pick number 28 was the Dallas Cowboys, picking up Taco Charlton. The Cowboys have needed an edge rusher ever since they lost to Marcus Ware, so it makes sense that they went out and picked up a defensive end in the draft. And with the 29th pick, the Cleveland Browns selected David Njoku. Again, the Browns need help on offense, so it makes sense that they went out and picked up a big name tight end. Especially after today, they just cut their... And with the 30th overall pick, the Pittsburgh Steelers picked up TJ Watt. The Steelers are fine on offense, so it makes sense that they went out and tried to help improve that defense. Pick number 31 was the 49ers, picking up Reuben Foster. Again, this is a very smart pick if they're able to help him with his off-field issues. Before he failed his drug test, he was considered a top 10 pick on almost every single draft analyst's board. And finally, with the 32nd overall pick, the New Orleans Saints selected Ryan Ramczyk. Now, I personally think that they should have picked up another defensive player, but it makes sense that they're trying to help Drew Brees. But basically every pick from here better be a defensive player in New Orleans. Alright, so that wraps up the first round of the 2017 NFL Draft. Alright, so I hope that you guys are all enjoying the draft. Be sure to comment down below if you're happy with who your team picked up. But I hope that you guys all enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave this video a like. Yo, can we get this video to 10 likes? It lets me know that you guys enjoy videos like this. And also, this is also a reaction channel, so please comment down players for me to react to. Also, don't forget to subscribe so you guys can stay on top of all the videos that I'm coming out with. But with that all being said, I hope that you all have a great day, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Ciao.